All right, I'm here, folks. Part two of the Zodiac. We're dealing with Earth signs. Um, let's get this set up right quick. Let's see. That gave us 4 likes. Great. I know people's just trying to say, yeah, we're doing this today. Let's see, educational. Yeah, gonna set my chat room up. All right, I know you people trying to hear me now. Concurrent viewers. So we're going to start with the earth signs, right? In the first step, we're going to start is the Capricorn sign. And what we're going to do is work our way around the whole thing. And then we're going to deal with the earth sign, Taurus and Virgo. Virgo's going to be the last one, but the Taurus will be next. That will be my sign. But the Capricorn sign, we know it's historically hated online, especially except for online, because offline, it's not hated, but online, I'll be seeing this Capricorn and Gemini hate. And I'll explain it why I do these zodiac things, because you got these females talk about the zodiac excuse and things like that, but it's just a bunch of symbolisms and things like that. And, it's interesting topics to learn about, personalities and stuff. I don't care about the relationship part. That's part of it. But I do understand the characteristics of a person of these signs too, because I deal with the esoteric side of it. So when I'm going to talk about we're going to talk about going depth with the Capricorn sign. It's kind of like the most hated online. I never understood why, but we're going to get into it. Let's see, make sure everything's clear, because I know someone's watching. Good. All right, let's get into it. Capricorn traits and overview. December 21st, January 20th. Let's read that again. December 21st, January 20th is the Capricorn season. And the symbol is the sea goat. Anybody that's a Capricorn, you are the sea goat. And the mode element is a cardinal and earth sign. We'll deal with the quality signs on the 6th after July 4th. It'll be on the 6th. I got a different link to talk about quality signs. We'll deal with all of them. So we'll use that mantra. So, you know what I mean? And planet rule. Okay. Mantra I use. The Tarot card, we know it's the devil. Colors is brown and khaki. The house, number 10, the 10th house. The ruling planet Saturn. And the body part is the knees. It's the knees. So we already know. Capricorn, the 10th sign, mountain goat of the zodiac. It's all about hard work. Those born under the sign are more than happy to put in a full day at the office, realizing that it will likely take a lot of those days to get to the top. That's no problem. Since Capricorns are both ambitious and determined, they will get there. Life is one big project for these folks. They adapt to this by adopting a business-like approach to most everything they do. Capricorns are practical as well. Take things one step at a time, being as realistic and pragmatic as possible. Those with the Capricorn zodiac sign are extremely dedicated to their goals, almost to the point of stubbornness. Those victories sure smell sweet, though, and that though alone will keep a Capricorn going. Read today's Capricorn horoscope. I'm not going to get into that. And here's the myth of the Capricorn. Let's read the myth. History of the sea goat. The stellar constellation of the Capricorn represents the sea goat, whose mythology extends back to the Middle Ages of the Bronze Age. The Babylonian called sea goat era, who was the protective of God of water, knowledge, and creation. Greek mythology, the sea goat, has other connections, one being the goat Amalthea, who nursed the baby Zeus after he escaped being eaten by his father Kronos. In later tale, Amalthea's broken horn was transformed into a chronocopia, a full earthly bounties. Interesting. And here's some symbolism behind it. Capricorn is associated with Perseus, the father of race of intelligent and honorable sea goats. Perseus tried to protect his children, who lost their ability to speak and think when they are ventured on to dry land. By trying to turn back in time to avoid this loss, he eventually had to surrender to losing all of his children to the wild and was given an immortal home into the heavens as the constellation of the Capricorn. This lonely tale may be where some of the melancholy and sadness of the Capricorn archetype originated. Yep, that's a cultural thing. And let's read the Capricorn. Oh shit! I'm gonna have to hold on. My boy right here, Ramil had him on. Yeah. And let's get this in a moment. In the Western tropical zodiac, we're gonna say the Capricorn element mode season, winter solstice. In the Western tropical zodiac, Capricorn season begins on December 21st, commencing the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. This is the time of the year when the sun's heat and light are at their lowest. With the night outweighing the day from this point, the days slowly begin to lift in towards the spring equinox, representing the fourth and last seasonal pivotal of the year. Capricorn's affinity for resourcefulness, preparedness, is mirrored in the activities of the winter, where we enter the hibernation and conversation mode, the cardinal mode. Capricorn is the last of the four cardinal signs of the zodiac, who hold all the elemental energy and initiation and leadership at the beginning of the four seasons. Capricorn season is the beginning of winter where the light energy are at a premium. This definitive seasonal quality is the root of Capricorn's strong cardinal authority and nature as an archetype. And then here's the earth element. Capricorn's element is earth, the heaviest and the most solid element, though by ancient astrologers too, by the densest form of matter. Earth represents the very structure that all nature is built with and upon. Without it, and nothing could take a material form. Capricorn's affinity for leadership, administration, and wielding material power are all akin to the structure and tangibility of the earth element. Capricorn's planetary rulership. Yeah, everybody's streaming right now. Let's see what the stream is about. It's in my algorithm. Yeah, I'm gonna stream for a minute. Yeah. Yeah. Let's read the Saturn. I'm gonna have open panel. I know my boy's streaming, but in Saturn, the classical astrology Saturn was assigned rulership of both Aquarius and Capricorn. Capricorn was thought to be the nocturnal night home of Saturn, an ambitious and disciplined and earth sign that allows Saturn to express and act in the most stern and authoritative functions. Among these are the strongest practical, productive, and organizational abilities. Those born with the Saturn in Capricorn were likely to find many of these abilities come naturally and easily to them. But Saturn and Capricorn force typically have an innate sense of duty and responsibility that applies to restruct and reorder their world. They are often born with a keen awareness of adversity and surrounding them, and knowing on a deep level they were made to weather the hard times. That's something what James will say, but he's a Capricorn. He sounds like a Capricorn right now. That's what y'all known for. Determinant of the moon. Capricorn is a plurality with the cardinal water sign Cancer, ruled by the moon. Cancer is sensitive, protective, and emotional nurturing, being initially intuitive and comfortable with the vulnerability. Moon ruled Cancer is contrast to Saturn ruled Capricorn, whose strong work ethic has them wired. Long ancestral wired. So, Kuda was on the stream, but guitar pedals. Okay. Let's see. They're wired for their public achievement and stern authority, initiative, motive in the moon, and Capricorn's dry, Spartan, and serious world. Yep. That's the moon. And then the moon is Saturn is a sign who have to compensate for this detriment. Being somewhat out of her element in this reserved environment, this simply means that the natives born with this placement may tend to have a protective barriers around their emotions and take a long while to open up and allow themselves to be vulnerable. This placement can have a Saturnian effect on the moods of these natives, making them prone to bout of sadness and depression. They may also have to work through times of cynicism if they have been emotionally wounded in the past, which will make it hard for them to trust again. It may make it may take a long time for the moon and the Capricorn folks to admit that they need emotional support, as the stoic goat prides himself on independence and self-reliance. Yeah, that's what it is. And the planet of drive war and has especially exalted a place in Capricorn here in the Mars power, propulsion and blend of uniquely well. With the Capricorn's steady, single-minded work ethic, the displacement can combine to produce great athletes and martial artists and or folks within the strong tactical, strategical minds. They use their strength, endurance to work tower, and their goal in orderly, cumulatively way. This placement for Mars tempers and the rations, qualities, and stables and its energy, giving these natives great powers to endure and preserve. Fall of Jupiter was said to be exalted in Cancer by classical astrologers, where he can be uniquely and auspiciously express his greatest gifts of benevolence and knowledge expansion. When in the opposite of the sign of the Capricorn, Jupiter was said to be fell in his fall, which may not pose as strong of an adaptive change as a detriment might, yet still puts the planetary force somewhat out of its comfort zone. Jupiter wants to open up the opportunities and promote faith and optimism, but Capricorn, being cool and dry earth sign, may too be cautious to reserve as an archetype to allow Jupiter's energy to follow freely. This present in these natives as a form of cautious optimism, where they are never able to fully trust their fortune, their good fortune, or these is that the universe is operating on the other side. However, Jupiter's enthusiastic and ebullient qualities may shine through just the same and appear as either dark or dry in these natives, as well as survive the adversities they sometimes face. Capricorn house rulership, the 10th house. In the modern astrology, the 12th letter of the alphabet, each zodiac signs rules of houses in the birth chart. This innovation was created by the psychological astrologers to match the signs' affinities. To relate houses topics, Capricorns was assigned to the 10th house of the public status and career. Since the Capricorns' ambitions, pursuits, And with the concern of this house, since Capricorns is ruled by the planet time and patience, it is invites analytical Saturn uh subsignature to the 10th house. Okay, the 12th house in the traditional astrology, Capricorn's planetary rule, Saturn was to find its joy in the 12th house of the solitude and confinement and isolation in the birth chart. But the 12th house was also called the house of the bad spirit by classical astrologers, meaning it was connected to anxieties and shadowy themes that can also use some degree of mental anguish. This is related to the Saturn being the planet responsible for our greatest tests and trials that comes about through feeling burdened with heavy responsibilities and concern. As a result, Saturn can joyfully express in the more limiting, uncomfortable offerings here. The good news about this placement in the birth chart is that it can be connected with a theme, overcoming one's enemies, and though difficult, can give the native great powers of perseverance, and through life and the hardest passages in the end. And the Capricorn's characteristics, we already know. Capricorn's personality traits derive from its receptive, feminine, or yin qualities, making this sign oriented towards contemplation, engagement with the inner awareness, allow in both a Capricorn woman and or man, those born with the sea goat as their rising sun or moon sign have a disciplined, a masterful and determined energy in the core of their personalities and echo resilience and resourcefulness needed to survive the cold season of their birth. As a cardinal sign, Capricorns hold the qualities of being an achiever, builder, a climber, able to set and conquer the loftiest goals one set at a time. Those born with the sign of the sea goat prominent in their charts are great at being determined, consistent, reliable. They often over deliver on their promises, but take their honor and public reputation very seriously. That's what they do. Yeah. Yeah. Strengths of the Saturn primary Capricorn strengths can be perseverance and longevity and focus on self mastery, cool headed, and down to earth. And they have a strong powers of discernment. They are often good Samaritan judges of character and can be approached for a pragmatic advice and a fair verdict. Yeah, that's what a Capricorn is. They're very pragmatic people. That's their strength. We're gonna get that in a minute. We're gonna see who's in the chat. What's going on, new? Salute. And yeah, man. We'll talk about this in a minute. Okay, let's get into the next verse right here. Okay, ruled by Saturn, the seagull does not shy away from commitment, but rather requires it for their friends and business partners and lovers before they can fully trust. As a result, your seagull friend may be one of your most loyal allies, unless, of course, you cross them in a business deal. Capricorns may not be seeking fame or glamour in the obvious sense, yet are known for their enduring beauty and classic elegance. But those born under the sea goat are old souls who traditionally are understood to the age in reverse. They usually begin life with the weight of the world on their shoulders, but they gradually learn to let go over the years. Humor is one of the Capricorn's most underrated strengths, which is an important source of their resilience. Natives from this sign see the world with a pragmatic, sober eye. So have long ago made their peace with the shadows of morality and human fertility. It is this shadow fertility that they seek to laugh with, developing a dark, rueful humor to help them survive the endure. Yeah, their humor is kind of dark and dry, similar to our humor. We the same way. Capricorns have an instinct for surveying the peaks and valleys of life, opportunities and tracks an efficient course to the top, whatever profession they pursue. While others may peak early or flash in out of the public eye with gimmicks and hot takes, Capricorn will stay, of course, outlap their contemporaries by building a legacy, which is true. That's like LeBron and them. They often achieve fame and accolades later in life, coming into their own after years of dedication. Once they age, they become our wise Saturn elders with a twinkle in their eye, which is true. Here's their weakness. Some potential weakness in the Capricorn archetype are rooted in their great strengths. Though the diligent and determined, they can succumb to being myth, methodically focused on their goals, but becoming stubborn and relentless. They may hold everyone else to the strong work ethic that drives them, but not understand that others have different rhythms, values, and needs. The sea goat is known for its discerning, judicial nature, yet this can easily slip into being judgmental and unforgiving of others' mistakes or life choices. Though Capricorn does have a mystical and intuitive side, they can also be a traditionalist, may have a conservative streak that does not allow for their flexibility how they or others live their lives. But the seagoat is no doubt honorable and committed when in balance with themselves and their needs. However, if they are feeling insecure, they can default to radical self-reliance that cuts people out of their lives, and if they fall short of what they promise, this may be an important self care instinct that can protect the surprisingly sensitive goat from being used. However, if this is done reactively too often, they may end up isolating themselves. Capricorns need to let their walls down and allowing themselves to be independent with others. These folks are known for their resourcefulness, business acumen, but if money becomes too important, they become overly ambitious, materialistic, and even miserly. They may have some trauma and around, perhaps coming from a humble upbringings that tricks them into thinking they will never have enough resources to get them through the winter life. This may or may not be true, but must be examined with the same realism that usually helps them to stay grounded. But friends of the seagull need to be aware that their companion may hide pain or depression behind mask of self-sufficiency, dry humor. Capricorns often have shame around reaching out for help. So it's important to support in a way that is not disempowering in order to let them know that you have their backs. Capricorn children well nurtured if they are saddled with too much responsibility and exception at the tender age. Those that seem to make sure seem mature beyond their years, they still need their time and play and be careful. That's the Capricorn goat of a female, the sea goat. Capricorn life and career mantra, they're business minded. is their mantra. The voice of discipline, responsibility, resourcefulness comes forward in the Capricorn mantra I use. The goat's sense of purpose is all about rising to great heights and achieving material self mastery in life. With the strong cardinal leadership skills, they will be fulfilled by building, organizing, administrating systems, communities that work hard toward a collective goal. Ruled by Saturn, the seagull is here to build a legacy, invest time, energy, resources into constructing and upholding great, enduring work that may last the rest of the time in history, while others may have talents for envisioning. It's the Capricorn that can take these visions and harness them into a usable material form. We all have Capricorn somewhere in our birth chart. So we can look to the house that the sea goat rules to define this specific area of our life we approach in an authoritarian, constructive, and disciplined way, or where we need to call Capricornian sensibility from material mastery. Yep, that's their purpose. Yeah. See Capricorn at work. Okay, Capricorn's cool, diligent nature makes them uniquely suited for their professions where they are needed and to organize, manage material and human resources. Yeah. I don't see who's in the chat. Anybody in the chat? Okay. Okay. Scar She, salute. And let's look at this right here. Look at this Capricorn right here. As a cardinal sign, they do need to take the lead in some capacity for their work to be challenging and fulfilling. They are disciplined and independent enough to enter enough to be entrepreneurs or solo workers. Yeah, solo workers, but their discerning and judicial qualities lend to themselves to help and draw the latent potential out of people. Time conscious and efficient, Capricorns need to manage their schedule to some extent so they may not enjoy subordinate roles for too long. For this reason, may under this sign build their own business where they can call the shots, set new standards of excellence in their fields. They naturally set their personal goals and hold themselves to the same high standard. So any work they take on, they do it with pride. It may be obvious at this point to state that the sign loves to work, period. This is where you still usually find your local sea goat industriously chipping away at their duties. Administrative and organized roles of all kinds of natural Capricorn domains. They make it natural business managers overseeing everything from construction to manufacturing and land development. With strong leadership skills, Saturnian tendencies, Capricorns often take roles into government and finance. They can be very active in law and politics as leaders, officials, and judges. Banking, accounting, and economist roles are also classical Capricornian. Yeah, most of them are Capricorn, and they're their own leaders. They're pragmatic leaders. They're usually Capricorns, which is true. Leos are leaders as well in the fixed sign department, but in the cardinal sign, I would say the Capricorn. Saturn ruler of the Capricorn has ties with the 12th house of the isolation institutions which connect to the natives of the administrative roles in hospitals, schools, and prison facilities. The Capricorn archetype lends itself to be being principals, wardens, and heads of the health and the medical staff. The sea goat does have creative side. They can come out in many art and craft forms that are constructive and dimensional. Some examples are graphical designers, architects, woodworkers, and builders. It's very true. These natives may have an intimate sense of space order with discipline, technical mind. This could be expressed well jobs in civic industry, industrial designers, and in various roles as city planners. And their innately sensual earthiness and the connection to their bodies, and Capricorns have side to them that would enjoy ensuring health, healing professions. They could make a great message in practitioners and constants. Lifestyle consultants with a Saturn affinity for bones. They may also enjoy being chiropractors and osteopaths. Osteopaths, yeah. But the seagull's life is hard knocks, and survival may mold them into great storytellers, comedians, entertainers. They should not be overlooked as artists. Some of the greatest actors and singers, writers, and painters have Capricorn prominent in their birth charts. True. Let's look up Capricorn again. We got one in the manosphere. We got plenty of them. We got MLK. We got Mao Zedong. Michelle Obama. Edgar Allan Poe. He's a Capricorn. On birth charts. Let's see what's going on here. Capricorn compatibility. When it comes to exploring overall compatibility in astrology, it is important to consider many planetary elements other than the sun sign, the rising moon, and tell the whole story. And that behind the Capricorn natives will tend to the best in the water signs, earth signs, and may need to work harder on relationships with fire and air signs. Their love of realism may find volatile, impulsive fire signs the trickiest to relate. Though the Capricorn's cool, reserved nature may benefit from collaborating with the fiery warmth and enthusiasm Mars, Aries, especially may be too brash and headstrong to harmonize with Capricorn's master plan. Both are cardinal signs, that's why, which is might make them the wrestle for leadership and the control. They will, however, respect each other's strength and independence, but may have to do so at a distance. That's true. They're cardinal signs; they can get along. Sagittarius and Capricorn are adjacent signs, meaning they share nothing modally or elementally in common. This is pairing is like just like joining the guru with the president. They may collaborate on the same vision, but will have very different roles and values. They they each other have a little something that the other needs, but will never admit it. True. Capricorn and Leo also have nothing uh, elementally or modally in common. Also, so they may have a hard time relating to connecting with romantic long term. Leo may be the star, but the Capricorn may be the talent, the manager that appreciates each other's different natures, but may evolve into a business colleagues then. Right. So true. Air signs are speedy social, which is great in Capricorn's match business or networking world, but in Capricorns may find air signs a bit too breezy and changeable to truly depend on. Gemini's and Capricorn do not share much in common, with the seagull often taking the role of grounding and organizing. In Gemini's frantic energy, the two may tire of these dynamic after a while and will need to respect each other's different rhythms to last long term. Libra and Capricorn can well work together, both being cardinal signs. Libra's social artistic world can instantly overlap with the Capricorn's business art circles. They may have very public relationship, but eventually Capricorns will need to be withdrawal to recharge. In solitude, they may also have a very different moods at different times. They would need to learn how to navigate. And Capricorns and Aquarius could work in that share and Saturn relationship over both of their signs, but this would connect them on a serious level where they conversely debated intensely together. Capricorn may be too much of a realist and a traditionalist and appreciate and trust the Aquarian abstract views. And they both may be too dry and reserved to be romantic sparks fly. Yeah. Libra is your best fit for the Capricorn because they're cardinals. They sit together. Water signs, which is naturally fruitful and complementary. Cancer, Capricorn's polar opposite, bringing the case of nurturing. Capricorns may pull this forward that they may will sorely need to do. The two of an opposite attraction connection that may either complete the whole picture or be too polarizing. Cancer enjoys creating a warm house where the Capricorn is often married to their work. Yeah, I read this before about each other. Okay, let's go with the Pisces. Broadens the respective minds of the mystical hybrid. Yep. We go with the dreamy. Let's see if y'all can read this. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna. Pisces help Capricorn get back to touch with their soul. It's a good match if Capricorns can forgive Pisces' habit of losing track of time. Yeah. His Mars rules Scorpio can bring sexual magnetism to a relationship. Capricorn helps them open up. Essentially, this magnetic match will both signs be, yeah, it says magnetic. Capricorn is one of them few signs truly get and appreciate a Scorpio. They are not intimidated by their deep, moody nature. Yeah. Taurus can be moody too, but we're stubborn as I don't know what. That's the next sign we're going to do. Earth signs. Taurus and Virgo have the greatest element affinity with Capricorn, sharing themes of stability, practicality, and efficiency between them. Here we go. Capricorn can meld together easily, which they do, working together to build an empire and conquer the world one step at a time. But they also enjoy being reclusive, private together. But the only warning is that if they are too much alike, they may have power struggles or be too independent to make time for intimacy. Capricorn and Virgo together make a potential strong match. They will appreciate each other's grounded and earthly sensibilities, will enjoy laughter and offbeat humor and together. Their lives and approaches mesh well, and they make natural companions. And here you go, another compatibility. Capricorn and Taurus share many affinities and may especially connect over their enjoyment of fine food, wine, and sensual pleasures. Taurus draws the romantic lover out of the cool Capricorn, and the sea goat appreciates the Taurus' supportive, dependable nature. They are sure to have a lot of fun together, which Capricorn needs to stay balanced. That's why it will fit in there. Be jealous too. Constitution. Yeah, I'm not going to get in that. Let's go to the body parts. In the classical astrological medicine, the entire zodiac was mapped out in the human body, with the Capricorn ruling over the knees, the skin, and collective tissue, being under the Saturn's rule, and all firm and body structures in the body need to be fortified and supported with the minerals and the supplements, and their bodies in general may be prone to stiffness, dehydration, inflexibility. So these vulnerables need to be cared with herbal, nutritional remedies, and sea goat natives may need to take a preemptive measures to avoid developing pronous bones, should protect their sensitive knees from injury. I see that with LeBron. We're dealing with the esoteric Capricorn. Three deacons of the Capricorn, each 12 zodiacs, 30 degree, 360. Yeah, we get that. Okay, Jupiter. Let's go with Jupiter. Jupiter right here. Yeah, that's it. I don't skip it's the esoteric Capricorn. Let's look at the esoteric Capricorn. So that's degrees, power, Mars, warm sun. Yeah, that's the third deacon, Jupiter. Not much there. Let's look at the Capricorn tarot cards. Major Arcana, the Devil. The card correlates Capricorn in the number 15. The Devil, the symbolism has its roots in Capricorn esoteric past, where goats were used as a ritual sacrifice to atone for human sins before the gods. As the goat magical association became misunderstood over the years, Capricorn became associated with darkness and evil, but unfairly so. The more nuanced connection to the goat has to our shadow or dark side is defined in our human tendencies to fall into vices, indulgence, materialism, where we lose our freedom and become spiritually enslaved. The devil card appears to remain us this tendency so that we may check in on what we have become attracted to in an imbalanced way. This card draws awareness to what is in our shadow, what is controlling our habits and perceptions. And sometimes we think we have this under control, but we need to be honest and courageous and dig deeper to heal what is been neglect. In a minor arcana, we got two of these, the Pentacles, 2 and 3, the Suit of Pentacles, Tarot cards known as coins of disc, associated element, and all this other stuff, the Pentacles and all that. So Pentacle number 2, Pentacles of Jupiter corresponds to the first concern of the Capricorn faces as buyout signature of Jupiter, referring to the Book of Thoth, change. And this card depicts infinite infinity symbol. It figures balance to 2 coins and perpetual resources can be grown and generally skillful applying to seeds of wealth, and that we have their juggler, and also reminds us to balance in our priorities, values, and when deciding where to invest in our resources and awareness. But a change card represents the harmonious interplay of the four elements in the constant movements in the card. This picture uh, complete the manifest universe in respect of its dynamics. Number three of Pentacles, Capricorn, corresponds to the second decan on the face of Capricorn. They carry is also potent. Driven sub signature of Mars and was referred to the Book of Thoth as the card and work. This is also a collaborative element in the card, which is also depicted by fingers and reminding us that this is the ingrownal us achieving our goals, the work. Go read that. Y'all can read that for yourself. And the Pentacles corresponds to the third decan, and all is carried out radiant subs, blah, blah, blah. The top number 4 is stable number, represents the consolidation, but warns stagnancy, and currency keeps flowing and keep generating and figuring in the card, and to get attachment in the beginning, and contemplating and not letting his growing resources grow. This card helps us to examine our relationship with material and guides us into the balance between not holding too tightly to the wealth, but at the same time not spending it recklessly. This is the Capricorn symbol. I just read about the seagull, the esoteric stuff. We're going to get this right off quick. So we're in here. And I'm going to stop the screen share for a minute. I'm going to get it's been 40 something minutes. We're in here. Next sign. Going to deal with the Taurus. Can't show the picture, but I know it's a little graphic. Let's see right here. What's going on, 1G? Salute. All right, we got the Taurus. Hold on. Get this mess off here. Taurus. Let's talk about the traits in the Taurus. Overview. Taurus dates is April 20th, May 20th. We already know. The symbol is the bull. Fix is the mode. That's the fixed sign, quality. And the element is earth. I have. That's the mantra. And the tarot card is the Hierophant. Colors green and pink. Green and light pink. Green and light pink. Second house. Ruling planet Venus. And the body parts, the throat. The Taurus, the second sign of the Zodiac and the ruler of the second house, is all about reward, unlike Aries' love of the game. The typical Taurus personality loves the rewards of the game. Think physical pleasures and material goods. For those born under this sign, revel in delicious excess. This zodiac sign is also tactile, enjoyed a tender, even sensual in touch. Taurus signs adores comfort and likes being surrounded by pleasing, soothing things. Along these lines, they also favor good meal and fine wine. But the good life in all of its guises, whether it be its art or art of their own making. Yes, these folks are artistic as well. And it is heaven on earth to the Taurus the born. Yeah, let's go to the myth. We're going to read about the myth. The human connection of the constellation of the Taurus is very old, harking back to the early Bronze Age. The sign of the bull position in the sky in the northern hemisphere has been used by many ancient cultures for timekeeping timekeeping to signal to the original spring equinox. The Taurus has been associated with the blessing agriculture and mark in the time to plow and plant, vital crops for Western cultures like Samaria, Babylon, Greece, Rome, and even New Mexico. Taurus also represents the beautiful mythological white bull that Zeus changed into Wu Princess Europa. Zeus and the white bull carry the princess across the Mediterranean Sea, island of Crete. They there there they conceive a son, the good king Minos, who ruled over Crete for many generations and appeared in many legend stories. Okay. Taurus and element in season. In the Western tropical zodiac, Taurus being the April 20th, commencing the middle of the heart spring in the northern hemisphere. This is time of the year when the sun and the heat and the light in the beginning of the intensified and the days are beginning and lifting towards the summer of solstice. Taurus season is when nature's abundance and fertility begin to blossom, becoming the stable and sustained leading into the earth, generous and qualities of the bull archetype. The fixed mode, fixed sign, right? Taurus is the first of the four fixed signs of the zodiac, who all hold an elemental energy of endurance, stability in the center of the phase of the four signs. Of the four seasons. Taurus begins in the middle of the spring when the season is most fixed and established, lending the grounded, immovable, and somewhat rooted in tendencies of this sign. Earth sign. Taurus element is earth, the most solid element, though it might thought by ancient astrologers by the dense form of a matter. Earth represents a very structure all the time and built its upon and dependable on all akin to the solid heavy earth planet, heavy earth element. See, it's the Taurus. We're gonna get into it. Planetary rulership. You know what I mean? We in here today. Let's see who's in here. Yeah. Let's see who's in here today. Okay. In classical astrology, Venus sign rulership. I think I read this before. Yeah, it's Venus. It's no need. But if y'all want to read it, I'll read our detriment. I talk about this on Kuda's panel, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. Kind of drained right now. Damn. Oh, excuse me. That food. I got to fight through this pain. Okay. Classical astrology, Venus was assigned the ruthless of both Taurus and Libra. Taurus was thought to be the nocturnal night of home of Venus and the generous of pleasure loving earth sign that allows Venus to harness to materialize all of her earthly gifts and bounties. Among these are the affection and attraction, good food and drink, beautiful artistic treasures. Those born with the Venus Taurus will likely be drawn to creating, accumulating, and enjoying these Venetians' gifts. They may also have tendencies to patience and dedication that they can apply their various crafts and relationships. When it becomes a Venetian matters of friendship or friendliness, pleasure, and often indulgence. Those both with Venus and her nocturnal domicile will take to those qualities. Taurus, okay, the detriment of Mars. Taurus is polarity with the fixed sign, water sign Scorpio. Classically ruled by Mars. Scorpio likes to comfort, conquer, and divide, where Taurus is ruled by Venus, lives for harmony, patience, and enjoyment. Mars, when it's the opposite sign of its preferred home, it is said to be the detriment or at a sore disadvantage in the earthy and slow and steady sign. Imagine the Mars, the planet of war, combat, and drive, and tempered and contained. Hold on for a minute. I'll be right back. Uh, all right. Got that out of my system. It's a sinus drainage. I had to sneeze real hard on this one. Okay. He's falling apart. Okay. Sign towards this. Okay. Imagine Mars, the planet war, combat, drive. Okay. I did. Venetians, world pleasure, and peace. Mars would need to be compensated somewhat. Eventually, give those with the Mars and Taurus are very, very long fuse. The preference of avoiding confrontation, these natives may tend to be complacent. At times, it can take them a while to get motivated. It may not be the disadvantage per se, but more of an adaptive and a Venetian way of using drive and anger that is not immediately raw and visceral as it appears in the Aries or Scorpio. Though it may take them a long time to tap into their anger, once rose, stand back as it may all come out in one volcanic blast. That is so true. I'm a ticking time bomb when I get angry. I'm more of a stealth guy, though. Mine's control. I used to be wild when I was young. I changed my ways then. Yeah, it's the traits of it. And it's interesting to note that the Mars Taurus folks often have an incredible amount of endurance and strength, may use their power methodically, carefully, and often in service of others. That's what we do. Yeah, we're rough people. Taurians are rough. They're the most powerful people, real resilience, man. There's a lot of people born under that Taurian sign. That's the bull. They don't give us credit. And Karl Marx is one. Malcolm X is one. Audrey Hepburn is one. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is a Taurus. Y'all know that? Hitler was one. Grace Jones, Mr. T, John Waters, James Brown. A lot of Taurians. What's their traits? Just wants to cuddle, homebody, all or nothing, no in between. Wears the same outfit every day. Hates big changes. Yep, very true. Hermit in the hood, hermit in the woods, wall to bump up against, food blogger, sleep study participant, and sweatpants model. That's those females. Yeah. Okay, house rulership, second house, the modern astrology system of the 12th letter of the alphabet. Each zodiac sign rules one of the 12 houses in order the birth chart innovations created psychological astrologers to match the signs, affinities to relative house topics. Taurus was assigned to the second house of security, possessions, and personal wealth, since the Taurus earthly pursuits are aligned with the concerning of this. and its host and the sign. The Taurus ruled by very low elevates an abundant visioning sub signature to the second house. The classical astrology, Taurus planetary ruler, and was said to find its joy in the fifth house and creativity, sexuality, and life's pleasure in the birth chart. The fifth house was also called the house of good fortune by classical astrologers, meaning that it was connected to all the good and beneficial occurrence and resource that can find to come away in your life. This is related to the Venus, classically being the planet responsible for bestowing us with luck, fertility, prosperity, connecting to us to our romantic sexual experience. As a result, Venus is able to joyfully express it, and especially helpful in offerings and will place here. So, and it's a historical source for how this house is pleasurable and significance and were originally conceptualized. Goes that word again. Taurus characteristics and personality ruled by Venus. Archetypal traits derived from its receptive, feminine, or yin qualities, making this sign oriented toward contemplation. They sound of contemplation and engagement with inner awareness, alive in both Taurus and Taurus men. Yeah, Taurus women or Taurus women or men. Those born with the sign of the bull as their rising, sun, or moon signs have a steady patience and generous energy in the core of their personality, as if the bounty of spring were alive in their souls. As a fixed sign, even myself, as their soul, okay. Strengths as their souls, okay. To study, okay. Where I'm at, okay. As a fixed sign, Taurus personality traits hold the qualities of being a sustainer. As a result, those with the sign of the bull prominent in their charts tend to be great, dedicating themselves to see projects and relationships through. Taurians can be thought as a builders of the zodiac. Since being ruled by Venus, these natives faithfully serve producing a facilitating material abundance in all this beautiful, nourishing, or pleasurable in life. Let's see this. Primary Taurus' strengths can be found in their patience and their ability to be resourceful, productive, and consistent. We're very consistent. That's so true. Peaceful, receptive. Taurus folks tend to be lovers and good common sense. They often think concretely and practically, careful, and consider what they mean to say. Being a fixed earth sign, the Taurus can be counted on stabilize and sustain, preserve what they value. Be that their work on their relationships. While cardinal signs are good at the beginning, and they're good at the beginning, and mutable signs are good at change. Yeah, mutable means change. Cardinal means high quality in the beginning. Fixed signs is mostly traditionalists. That's what they are. I'll do that on the 6th. So check out for that stream with a different link. Taurus natives are reliable and steady in contemplating what they say, what they start, and dodge and honorable of their commitments. As a result of being born under the fixed earth sign, the Taurus may take their time, patiently absorb new knowledge or skills, but with their strong determination and powers of concentration, they rarely forget a lesson learned. Same thing. That's how I am. With the influence of Venus over their lives, those born under the sign of the bull are naturally connected to the beauty, essentially, of their bodies, blah, blah, blah. Taurians love to enjoy their breast experience, all that good shit. Digging in the earth, yes. Masters of the material world, yes. Handcrafts, yes. Phoenician signatures is a good test, yes. And weakness, some potential weakness is archetypal are rooted in their strengths. Not much, yes. We're stubborn. Y'all can read this for yourself. Let's see the vulnerability. So, I'll give y'all a bone in the chat. Give y'all a bone. Copy that. Give y'all a damn bone. Sorry, over an hour. Okay, great. Great. Only the weakness. Damn, that's a lot of. I can read this. Hold on. Habits. Only the habits. I already read this before. Habits are prominent in those born under the bull sign. Routines can also help them be productive, organized. But even if they have outlived the usefulness, they may just stuck longer than necessary. And if they are clinging to the habit for the sensitivity of security, or if that becomes unhealthy in some way, it may be especially the food or drink, or which they will likely adore. As they have fixed signs with their determination, the ability to focus on concentrating, and a vulnerability to the fixations and obsessions with the Taurus being overly attracted to ideas over belongings, blah, blah, blah. Yep. We're kind of like the biggest, we get self-centered. Okay, we'll get into the career and life in a minute. I'm sure it's Taurus female. So, yeah. I'm going to be back for, I will say, about a couple of seconds. So, I'll be back. Yes, I want to be loud. See, that way I can. All right, I'm back. I'll do this again. Get my mind right. Taurus life purpose and career. So it's mantra purpose, the voice of the conversation, preservation, stabilization. Preservation and stabilization comes forward in the Taurus mantra. I have. The bull's sense of the purpose is all about materializing, stabilizing, offering structure and dependability and reliability to their relationships and communities. We all have a Taurus somewhere in our birth chart, so we can look to the house that the bull rules to find a specific area of our life we approach in a determined steadfast way, or where we need to call in the bull's calm and patient energy for mastery. But the Taurus people tend to be drawn into any pursuit where they can establish, build, or complete a goal, bringing an abstract vision down into the materialized form. But the worlds of growing plants and herbs, constructing artistic creation, and sensual, tactical are all appropriate outlets for the Taurus talents and sad abilities. I mean, not sad abilities. I said and abilities. My fault. That's not what it says. Okay. Shit. This bitch is retweeting like crazy. Ain't nobody watching that. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, it needs a battery check. Okay. Yeah, get this battery under control. Yeah. After this, I'm going to do the Virgo. Just hold on a second. I'm going to get this real quick. Taurus at work, patient, reflective. I just put it in the chat so y'all can read. I ain't going to get into the work part. I mean, you get it. We work hard. We're efficient. All right, Taurus compatibility. When exploring compatibility, it's the same like the last streams. Yes, he has a hard time with fire and air signs. No need. I did this before. Taurus may enjoy the lively quality of fire signs, but may not enjoy their impulsiveness and volatility long term. Yeah, especially may be too harsh and impatient for the calm and grounded bull. That's the Aries. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Sagittarius' need for change and adaptation may be at times challenging theme for the Taurus, but the two may move at a very different speeds, having contrasting values when it comes to material pursuits and possessions. Yep. Leo and Taurus share a love for parties, beauty, and life and pleasure, both being fixed signs and equal capacity for stubbornness between them, but may cause too much friction to allow them to go to the distance. Yeah. Or a lot alike. That's why it's not a good mesh. But the Aquarius is a good fit. Intellectual shit. Air signs, swiftly inspired, which is inspiring and stimulating for the Taurus, but with the bull being so methodical and rooted, two elemental natures may move at such different speeds. Okay. It may be a challenge. It may be a challenge to sync their lives up. Yeah. Here goes the Gemini. Especially brings a rather frantic and often mischievous nature to the relationship that may only confound and annoy the practical and methodical Taurus in the end. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Geminis ain't going to work for me. We already know that. We already see it. I mean, probably slipping the date. She's out the window. Libra. My last girl was a Libra. The only reason we mesh, we represent the planets. It's a cardinal sign, but they're the worst ones out of them. I done did something about that. So I'm good on that end. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna open up this panel, or whatever. I'm gonna do Virgo. I'm gonna see if it comes up. So we'll see. Because I know people are not open up, because this may not be an open panel. because that first one was a long stream. So we're going to see how long this one goes. But the next time, know about 4th of July, but the next time we'll have to deal with it. So we'll see. Nobody's not going to be in no bell because I know people's at the mills right now. Okay. Share the rulership of Venus, which brings some affinities. Share love and art, beauty, and luxury between them, but they could be survivably well suited, yet challenges could arise when a Libra wants to be socially spontaneous and the Taurus wants to firmly stick to the predetermined plan. Yeah. That's how I was in my last relationship. That was years ago. It just didn't mesh well. Aquarius with Taurus could either inspire growth or to be tricky to harmonize. Saturn ruled Aquarius takes their contrarian and intellectual debates as seriously as the Taurus takes their pleasure and luxury, so they may come at an impasse in temperate values. Yeah, they're fixed signs. That's why they're a little different. You know. Okay. Water signs. Bring vulnerability and emotional intelligence to the relationship with the material Taurus, which is naturally fruitful and complementary. Cancers will be very good at nurturing the Taurus, and the Taurus will be the reciprocate with the emotional support and dependability, but the two will likely make a cozy, inviting home together. That's because that's part of the greatest compatibility, just like the Scorpio. They both are the greatest compatibility. I found that in other zodiac signs links that I found. Pisces are a great love match. Yeah, it's a great love match. I heard that. Taurus and the Pisces. Yeah. Pisces broadens the Taurus receptive capabilities by bringing spiritual and philosophical awareness to their lives. This can help ease the bull out of their comfort zone in a way that does not threaten their security. Taurus offers grounded to Pisces, soulful and mystical wanderings. Mars and Scorpio can bring sexual magnetism to a relationship with Taurus, which can be either magnetic or polarizing. Both have to have some tendencies and insecurity issues that may come up until the surface, but that can either understand in each other or exacerbate if they are not sensitive and self-aware. Well, my grandparents were these two signs and they lasted for 40 years. Okay, this one is the earth signs. I don't get into the Taurus self. I'm gonna get into his body parts and that's it. Two Taurus can work. If they're much alike, yeah, it may not work, but they can work. That's been proven. We're the only ones that can do that. Have the greatest element of affinity, sharing themes, ability, practically, sensually between them. The two Taurus together are two peas in a pod, similar to the Pisces. Same routines covered easily, but it will be important for them to also value some growth and change between them to keep their relationship dynamic. However, they may be just truly feeling cozy and secure together. See, if you notice what I just read, let's read this again. They said two peas in a pod will be important for them to also value some growth and change between them to keep their relationship dynamic. However, they may just truly enjoy feeling cozy and secure together. The reason people hate this sign when it comes to relationships, and I will say togetherness, it's going to work. That's been proven. That's another compatibility. That's another one. It's about really 5 or 6. I can't find that website that deals with compatibilities very well. So easy. Virgo's same way. We just don't care for them as much, but it does share affinities and their body care nature. Virgo may balance the Taurus tendencies with herbal health recommendations. And Taurus may help ground the soothing Virgo's somewhat anxious nature, but that there is much more. There is much for the other to enjoy. Depend on here. Yeah, see, it's a good fit. The Earth signs is his best bet, really, even his own sign. And here comes the Capricorn. That's a great fit right here. Authoritative cardinal Earth sign shares the bull's love for concrete results and material mastery. Taurus and Capricorn can build an empire together. Hear that? Constructively and methodically, both are very sensual, and with the Taurus may be and a bit more so inviting. The Capricorn into enjoying more intimacy, relaxation, and pleasures the balance of their strong work ethic. Body parts. In the classical Taurus, a classical astrologic medicine, the entire zodiac was mapped out on the human body, with the Taurus ruling over the lower jaw, neck, and throat. As a result, those born with the Taurus prominent in their birth charts may have strong necks, but may also need to guard against throat infections and thyroid gland imbalances. Yeah. Those natives to this sign will need to keep their bodies warm, circulating to promote lymphatic movement and elimination. Being born in the heart of the spring may lend strong healing and regenerative abilities to their bodies. But Taurus shouldn't take this too much for granted. Earth signs can benefit from heating foods that promotes digestion, clearing, circulation, as well as proper hydration. Yes, see, we're Earth sign. We do what we do. The esoteric Mercury. We deal with the moon. 10 to 9 degrees. Yeah. I already put it in the chat. Here's the Torah cards, the Hierophant. We're going to get into the Hierophant. Okay. The Hierophant, major arcana. The Torah card correlates. The Taurus is the number 5. The Hierophant. This card depicts the holy figure of authority who was the Pope in older versions of the Tarot. The Hierophant sits on the throne with one hand raised to the heavens and cross scepter. In other the hand that represents the intersection between heaven and earth. The Hierophant symbolizes our earthly rituals and expressions of spiritual and holds the knowledge and traditions that help us connect to the divine. This card appears to remind us to put our belief in unseen yet applicable, creative, and benevolent work in our lives and the universe, and it holds in shadowy meaning and warning us to beware of being fixated on material trappings and authority unless and we become spiritual materialists. This temptation can also arise when we put too much into the accumulation of wealth and impressive titles becoming distinctive from our true values and hearts. Minor arcana suits Peninsula, the disc. That's about it on the Taurus. Zodiac. So we're gonna look at here for a minute. I know people is getting bored. I'm gonna put the overlay for a minute. Hold on. I'm about to switch. Virgo. Let's look at the comments. Now we're dealing with the Virgo, the last one of the earth signs. I'll get this in a minute. Paste. We'll get this in a minute. All right. Virgo, typical sign. August 23rd, September 22nd. They say this is the Virgin, known as the Maiden. Taurus card, the Hermit, mutable earth sign, 6th house, tan and warm yellow. Ruling planet Mercury, digestive system. That's the body parts. Digestive system. Okay, we're going to get into the traits and overview of the Zodiac, and we're just going to get into it. Let's call Virgo is the 6th sign of the Zodiac to be exact. That is the way Virgos like it. Exactly, those born under the horoscope sign are forever the butt of the jokes of being so picky, critical, all they can be, but their attention to detail is for a reason, to help others. Virgos, more than any other zodiac sign, were born to serve, and it gives them great joy. They are also tailored or made for the job. I like that saying, tailor-made. Yeah, since common Virgo traits are being industrious and methodical and efficient, the sense of duty borne by the folks is considerably to ensure that they will always work for a greater good. The Virgos, the Babylonian men. I ain't gonna get into that. That takes it longer. Let's get to the element. Okay, late summer. In the Western tropical zodiac, Virgo season begins on August 23rd, commencing the final phase of the summer in the northern hemisphere. This is the time of the year when the sun's heat and light are beginning to mellow. With the days of beginning of the shortened toward to the fall equinox, Virgo season, this natured abundance and fertility becomes ready for the gathering, harvesting, leading to the earthy, tendy organizational qualities of the Virgo archetype. Mutable mode, mutable sign. Second of the 4 mutable signs, zodiac, where all the elemental energy change at the end of the 4 seasons. Virgo seasons at the end of the summer, where the heat of the season is the beginning of the mix surrounding the upcoming autumn. The mix and varied seasons quality of the rooted Virgo and mutable, adapt, changeable nature as an architect. The heaviest of the most element, though thought by ancient astrologers to be the densest form of the math Earth represents, very structured that all nature is built upon. Without it, and nothing could take the material for the Virgo's affinity for being efficient, skilled, and resourceful. All are keen to the structure and tangibility of the earth element. Here we go. Mercury. Sign rulership, both Gemini and Virgo. Virgo was thought to be a nocturnal night, home of Mercury, consensuous and detail-focused earth sign that allows Mercury to express the enacted The most swift and facile functions among these are the analysts of the communication, the ability to discern, discriminate, find, manual deserticity. Those both in the Mercury and the Virgo, born with the Mercury Virgo will likely find that many of these abilities will come naturally and easily. And to them, Mercury and Virgo folks typically have a keen, perceptive mind. They're also very receptive. Concentrate and tune into their heightened, I'll say their heightened background. Yeah. Let's see what Emil's doing. Both stay okay. We're gonna deal with this. Hold on. I know people are not in here. They gone now. So we're gonna put this in the chat just for sake keepings. Let me put this. Let me see, folks. Hold on. Yeah. I'm gonna keep reading. And Mercury abilities naturally easily. Okay. Detriment, Jupiter, Pisces. We read that from the Pisces. That's the detriment. I'm gonna skim through this. Yeah, you can read this for yourself. But yeah, I'll read a little bit of it. These standards may not be their own making of the challenge of both placement and perfection. Yeah, we read that from the last previous. So the sixth house, let's read the house. In the modern astrology system of the 12th house, the alphabet, and this is that. Okay, birth class, birth chart. Okay. Virgos is assigned the sixth house to the health service, day-to-day work, routine, since Virgo's earthly hygienic pursuits are aligned with the concern of this house. Since the Virgo is also ruled by planet communication, invites the analytical Mercury sub signature in the sixth house. The first house, traditionally Virgo, is planetary ruled by Mercury, was to find its joy in the first house of the self identified in the birth chart. This is associated with our bodies and purposes, civilization, spiritual world for unique being in the world. Classical astrology degree the rising and was found inside the whole sign of the moment. Okay, moment of birth. Hermetic alchemic axiom is above, so below. Phenomenon observed in practice in magical arts. Magic was in its mysteries given us by God of Hermes, who is associated with Mercury, making this planet be able to wield special potency as a bridge between heavens and earth from the first house. Characteristics of a Virgo: feminine, the yin sign, yes. Those both born with the Virgin as their rising sun or moon sign have diligent, adaptable, observant energy in the core of their personality. And echo preparedness. utility of late summer, early fall activities. As a mutable sign, Virgo holds the qualities of being al- um, amicable sympathizers, able to find relationships between seemingly disjointed factors to transform these into meaningful, useful harmony. Those with the sign of the Virgin prominent in their charts are great, dedicating themselves to projects and relationships that need some care, healing the tender to restore them back to health, purity of the natural functions. Primarily, Virgo strengths can be found in their mental agility, adaptability, skillful, teaches nature, and diligent observant for these folks. Clearly think they learn quickly, gain emotions and satisfaction. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In the world. Okay, cool, conscientious. Yeah. Their weakness, I'm gonna skim through it. You already know their weakness. Um, it's insomnia and all that stuff. Oh my god, yeah. So I'm gonna give y'all a link to this Virgo. Hold on. Oh, someone's coming up. Well, we're gonna wait. Okay. But enough of that. If no one's coming up, that's cool because I can shut this down because I didn't stream twice today because I'm about to do something. But I'm gonna finish this Virgo. So you know what? I'm gonna read the weakness. Hold on. I'll read some of it. I'll read this. Those who born under the sign of the Virgin can deeply about bodily health and protection of the environment. However, they can become inordinately focus on toxins, hygiene, and catching possible disease. Virgo natives must be careful not to give into obsessive compulsive rituals as well as going down the rabbit hole of self-diagnose. The stress that this cause will only lead to all ill health and that they fear. Yeah, that's a Virgo for you. Career and life. I'm gonna skip the Virgo's work because it's too long to read. So I'm gonna deal with this mantra. The voice of clarity, precision of utilization comes forward in the Virgo mantra. I analyze. The Virgo sense of purpose is all about organizing decimation. Dissemination. Okay, organizing dissemination of material resources so that our lives can flow and operate efficiently, optimally. And it also is important to them to be helpful and useful in some way. Link it to their alternative mantra, I serve. The Virgoan itchnates and aligned to the health, preservation, dutiful, and services appeal to their communities and relationships. They tend to sensual details, blah, 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 all this other stuff, birth chart and all that. Okay, Virgo people tend to be drawn any pursuits where they could sort repair it into practical, bodily harm, technical, and a crafts person. Yeah. So, yeah, they can hurt. Okay. So we got compatibilities in the way. We're going to get to the compatibilities. Let's get in here. Same as always, works harder with fire and air. Okay. Let's see with the Aries. Excuse my ear, man. Whew. A long string. I know people sky watching. I got one person, but that's cool. Let's see right here. Yeah, this is a long one. Let me schedule my live stream again. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know how long. On the 4th. Let's edit it for a minute. Let's see. Might be asleep by then. See some changes. So, all right. We're going to do this right now. So, I'll read this. Yeah. This reserved warm enthusiasm by Mars may be too brash, chaotic, impatient for the considerate virgin to truly realize. That's the Virgo. Sagittarius and Virgos are shareable, mutable mode, but they're signs from a square aspect with each other. Seen this before on the Scorpio, okay? Highlighting friction, challenges between them, all of them structured order that Virgos takes a ground comfort in. Sagittarius and enjoys testing, upturning just for fun. Even more so, Sagittarius can be notorious a non-committable, which Virgo will find hard to trust. Yeah. They're obviously weird like that. Leo and Virgo have nothing elementary, modelly in common. Being adjacent signs on the Zodiac will similar to the dynamic between Aries and Virgos, and their nature and motivations are very different with the Leo. Often being too presumptuous, dramatic. Virgo taste, saving grace may occur, however, if they're potential lovers as planets in each other's signs, which can bring some points of affinity into their relationship. Aries signs may be order too breezy, too changeable, too talkative. I've heard that before. Shares Mercury rulership with Virgo, which could make a very chatty, analytical connection. The tricky part is how they work with change. Virgo may find it unsettling, where the Gemini may feel unsettled without it. So they may disagree on what makes them feel comfortable. That's a Gemini for you. It's an interesting pair. Libra, a Virgin can work well together. Yeah, you know why? Virgo's immutable. Libra is a cardinal. That can work because they got something in common. Let's see what it is. Though by nature, but Virgos tend to be critical of themselves on others when they are feeling imbalanced or insecure, which would feel a little bit of a downer to the Libra, who strives to stay positive and upbeat, but they will both have to find a way to relate to each other, emotional style and connection. Yeah. Virgo, Aquarius with a Virgo is unlikely, but potentially interesting pair. They may connect on a shared love, ideas, analyze, dry out. Virgo, however, may find Aquarius eccentric, contrarian to make plans with, may wonder where they stand with the water barrier, too often to feel truly secure at their side. Water signs, fruitful commentary, intelligence, emotional intelligence, okay. Very good nurturing Virgo, helping them to feel safe, open up vulnerability, responds to attention, care, and their own base. This is Cancer. Nurturing, which will help to make them warm, well organized home together. This is the last sign we're doing today. I just did Taurus and the Virgo. If y'all can watch it on the replay, because I know everybody was in live streams and things like that. But I did the Virgo. This is the last one because I did the Capricorn as well. Yeah, this stream is going to be extremely short than the last one because I did two. I'm going to knock this one out. So, yeah, worked well together, well organized. Okay. Broadness of Virgo's receptive capabilities by bringing the spiritual philosophical awareness to their lives, to their complementary relationship. Also, the case that opposites attracts, Pisces can help ease, Virgos in their perfection and order. And the Virgo offers support. And the structure of the Pisces, soulful and creative in this match, is potentially too polarizing. However, if they can't find a way to take a page out of each other's books, Mars ruled Scorpio can bring sexual magnetism to relationships with Virgo, help them open up to sensuality and exploration. This can be magnetic match with Virgo not shying away from Scorpio's dark, potent depths. The two many share a love prohibiting and mysterious and psychological workings of mind, appreciating each other's interests and its complementary. Taurus, Capricorn have the greatest element affinity with Virgo and sharing themes of stability and practicality and efficiency between them. Virgo can held together easily, organizing their lives, routines to hum like a finely tuned engine, but they initially understand each other's needs for they can relax known to share the same attention to detail. Taurus and Virgos are the only two that can get along with each other's signs. That's one, two, and there's another one. They're the ones, the earth signs. That's the best fit because they both got the same tendencies. They're not too much of alike. They understand each other. They know how to copy each other out. The authoritative cardinal earth sign Capricorn shares Virgo's love for thoroughness, perfection. These two can build a world together with a similar yet interlocked skills and material mastery, but they both gain each other's trust and respect by having both feet on the ground, showing that they can be counted on the going through the tough, and they share similar rhythm with their body awareness and both know that they have other needs. Mm-hmm. Taurus and Virgo especially have good love compatibility. They are compatible with each other. That's true. Since they share many affinities, may especially connect each other's interests in body care and nature. Virgo may balance the Taurus tendencies for indulgence with herbal and health recommendations. Taurus can patiently help ground and soothe the Virgo's somewhat anxious nature. There is much for the other to enjoy, and depending on here, that they will find comfort in their union. See, that works. See, very similar. Let's go with the body parts. In the classical medicine, the entire zodiac is the human body. Virgo ruling over the digestive system, intestine, spleen, being under the Mercury rule. The Virgoan body shares with the Gemini connection with the nervous system that the digestive is intrinsically linked to as a result of those born with the Virgin prominent in the birth charts and made dedicated digestive systems that can also barely throw off the anxiety and disruptions of stress. Same way that the Virgo natives need to organize their lives to be useful. Digestive system mirrors in this function is bodily way we can observe in processing and categorizing nutrients, and so they can say they can be disturbed throughout the body. But this includes emotions on the gut, instinct, and all that begins the enteric and nervous systems linking to Virgo needs to be digest what they feel, how well they feel. Digestion operates, depends on the balance in the native. It can be maintained between their work and inner life. That's the body parts. All right, the esoteric of the Virgo, Chaldean order. I ain't gonna get into that. I'm gonna put this in the chat so y'all can read. I'll read about the Taurus card and I'm done. I ain't gonna get into it. That's a long read because I had a long stream. on the other because nobody's coming up. Put this in the chat because somebody gonna watch it on the replay and read. Because I know this is short. Okay, let's read the last of the Taurus cards. The Hermit. The Taurus card can correlates with the Virgo's number 9. This can be depicts as a wandering sage, perhaps a pilgrimage with only lamp and staff onto the guide with each distant solar journey. Armakin card appears where our withdrawing, perhaps retreating from our routines and lives to go within with the self-reflection, representing the need to conserve and concentrate our energies and direct our awareness towards contemplation. And before we can make a new beginning or embark on a new journey, this thoughtful and reflective process allows us to abandon the external and material to reconnect with our inner guidance so that we can digest the knowledge that we have to gain so far and transmute it into the wisdom of the sage. Card number 9 shares earthly, contemplative, analytic energies of the Virgo, yet it can appear as a warm that we may have overextended ourselves in talk, excessive doing. Perhaps we are calming our anxieties or finding a sense of purpose by being busy and useful, but have lots and interconnection to what it is we believe and truly serve. This card is a reminder of what action we can take. We are at the end of the cycle and the still point of self-discovery before the beginning of the next. And then you got the minor. I just put the rest in the chat. So this completes the Zodiac Virgo on astrology.com. I'll do the rest on 4th of July. That will be fire and earth signs each. So yeah. That's what we did here. I already got the link in the chat if y'all want to join, whatever. But I'm gonna stop the screen share. I'm just saying, like, these are the zodiacs I'm gonna do. I already did. Check out the water signs, Zodiac 1. If you're not subscribed to the channel, just share and look that up. It was a 2-hour stream because that wasn't an open panel. This one is a little bit of open panel, but since I read a lot, because I'm drained from, I will say, from the last stream, because I want to do that, and I thought I was going to do one tonight. But you know how it is. I mean, people's busy, and I know it's the holiday season, so whatever. So I'm just chilling right now. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this up so y'all can get the information. So yeah. But if no one comes up, that's great. I done said enough because I'm not gonna waste anybody's time, and I appreciate the people that came through and still maintain they poise. You know what I'm saying? Like I want this to be a satisfying thing. So I'm not going to impede on anybody because that's the zodiac we did with Virgo. So with that, I want to say peace. For the next time, we're going to do the fire and air signs, Zodiac 3, on July 4th. Make sure y'all be there. And I'm signing off. Peace and shalom.